Happy Friday, everyone. We are live with myself, Margaret Brown, and Faryn Maya. Good
Hello.
morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. We have our appropriate drinks for the call. In my cup, I have a K cup of Starbucks with 2 packages of Stokes espresso with a dash of my leftover iced coffee from yesterday to cool it off.
Impressive. And mine, I have water. We're doing a bit of a water challenge here in my house. And also just feel like it's really dry because the seasons are starting to change. So I am doing extra water. I did have my coffee earlier today, so don't worry.
Oh, yes. So just so you know, I am on the West Coast. Faryn is on the East Coast. That's both awesome because she has an amazing life on the East Coast, but also terrible because not only do we work together, we are extremely good friends, BFFs, for a very long time. So it's kind of interesting. I'm just kind of reintroducing Coffee Talk again because I know a lot of you are still kind of figuring out what we're doing here, what we're talking about.
What's happening?
What's happening? So let me take you back. Okay, so on December 13th, 1980, just kidding.
Way
back. No, so Faryn has a background in marketing. I have a marketing company. Faryn is a highly sought after marketing consultant after she has left corporate America. And for the past 2 years, you've now been with Socialize LA. So she helps here as a senior advisor with our clients. So it is like my great honor to have her here. But also we have a lot of fun because we know each other so well. So the fact that we can get such amazing work done and make such big impact with our clients when really who we are together is we love to laugh, we love to shop, and we love to have brunch. And not in that order.
Nope.
But that's it. Like that is what we love to do. And we love to chill.
We love to chill. We love catching up. We miss seeing each other in person. We usually have our BFFs retreat every year, and with our other friend Erin, in case you're
looking at you
out. But we weren't able to do it this year, which is so sad. But it's awesome that we get to stay so connected over social.
Exactly. So we decided to just go live and to talk to people because we're so behind the scenes doing work and working in, Socialize LA has a membership community and they see us a lot, but it's important that we kind of get out in the forefront, just like we advise our clients to do, and just talk. And so Coffee Talk is casual, it's fun, and we really like to think of topics that are relevant to now. Faryn's been really great about just giving some ideas, and then we just roll with it. So you see in the show notes that today we're going to be talking about building a team, and there's a lot of fun points that we're going to bring in. And if you know me, you know that whenever I'm talking about marketing, I am super transparent. And so I will be giving you some life lessons in team from my own book. And hopefully you'll learn from that. But other than that, that's what Coffee Talk is. And we're just excited to be here. And just so you know, this doesn't happen on any given particular day of the week or the month. It's when we can fit it in, and we try to schedule it. So you'll see a schedule come up. If you want to know when these are happening, then I will put a link in the comments to sign up for our emails, and we will let you know. And I think that's about it. That's Coffee Talk.
Yep. And if anybody has ideas for topics, things that you would love to see us chat about in this Coffee Talk format, please comment, email, tweet, woof, let us know. Had to throw it in.
You had to throw it in. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, Faryn. So,
Yes.
school us.
Where should we begin? Okay, so this topic, the power of a team, is something that is timely for a few reasons. One, I know that a lot of teams are working remotely for the first time due to the pandemic, and technology is enabling that, but it's also causing some challenges. I also know that through Socialize LA, we work with a lot of small businesses who are maybe dipping their toe into the idea of having a team, but maybe are used to only one or maybe two people doing everything on their own. And I have recently witnessed Margaret herself growing her own team and kind of really expanding and flexing her influence, really practicing what she preaches in terms of thoughtful delegation and providing work opportunities for people who are skilled but also value flexibility. And it's so wonderful. I'm so proud of her. Not to get too emotional, but I just thought that it was a really rich topic for us to discuss today because there are so many benefits of delegation and creating teams, but there are also a lot of fears around this. And I think what we'd like to do is start by addressing some of those fears. But really, before we get into the fears, just the ideas that come to mind when you think about a team, right? Sometimes you need to shut yourself into a room to get things done on your own. But I think a lot of the time, things are just generally more fun. You get the creative juices flowing. I know some of the best work that I've done throughout my career at my marketing and advertising agencies have happened when I had a really great team to work with, to bounce ideas off of. Everybody comes in with their unique skill sets and just makes it all, that more powerful. So a lot of benefits to building a team, but like I said, people are scared to. Margaret, anything to add before we kind of jump into some of the common fears that we've heard and why people are hesitant to build a team?
No, I think that's great. Let's jump into the fears.
Okay, so one of the ones that we hear a lot is, it's going to take me way too long to find the right hire and to onboard them. I should just keep doing everything myself. And this fear goes hand in hand with the next one, which is I can't trust anybody but myself. We know a lot of our clients are small business owners. They are used to things being done their way. Their clients are used to that personal attention. And there's a fear, if I let go, if it's not done the exact way that I want it done, is it going to be, up to the standards? Am I going to lose clients? Am I going to lose sleep? Margaret, you can definitely speak to this one. Love to hear your experience with that.
God. Yeah, so those fears are super real and very common, even for myself. But I've also been on the other side of that, where when you do trust and when you do find the right people and you do make that leap, then that's when you can sleep better at night and you're seeing like, oh my gosh, this is happening. We're seeing it in Socialize LA right now, right, Faryn?
Yep, absolutely.
And I think one thing that, as far as the fear goes, you're just concerned. You're concerned that you're going to be even more strapped for time than you already are. And then it goes back to a time management. So it's all these little things that it's like a domino effect. And so at some point you just have to grab it and say no. And sometimes you need a team member to do that. But if you don't have the team, that's why at some point too, your team could also be your strategic partners, your mentors, the groups that you engage with.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be a formal team. And we'll get into some different variations of what the term team means, because it's not always, what you might think of as a traditional team. Teams are support systems, and that can show up in a lot of different ways. Definitely those fears of, not having your hand in every single component of the business is something we hear a lot. Another one is, I want the flexibility to change course quickly. I don't want to be on the hook for something. Mm-hmm. So how do I do that if I have a team when other people are relying on me? Mm-hmm. We hear that all the time. And the fact of the matter is, if you continue to operate like that, you're going to have a difficult time growing and scaling, because there's only so long that you can do everything by yourself. the harsh
Yeah.
reality.
And even, okay, and that's a great point, Faryn. If we run our businesses by, I have this great idea, let's do it tomorrow, that is a very dangerous place to be. And business owners are historically like that. Like, I have an idea, let's do it tomorrow. But sometimes good ideas fail because we don't give them a fighting chance. Yeah. And so we may have to say, do we even want to do that? And honestly, this is something that's happening to me right now, because I have the ability that if I want to build a challenge or I want to build a new thing on the website, like, I can do all of it. I don't have to ask anyone to do it for me. So if I want to be up till 3 a.m. creating something, I can. But like in Jurassic Park, should I?
Always goes back to Jurassic Park.
Everything goes back to Jurassic Park.
We've been watching a lot around here.
Thank goodness.
It never gets old. It's true though, and I don't know if Chelsea is going to be watching this at some point, but Chelsea and I work so well together during our agency days, and one of our favorite clients ever at .co is somebody who always has so many wonderful ideas and wants to shoot for the stars. But then our job as the counterpoint to that client would be, let's help prioritize. Let's figure out what we can do today, what's in the monthly plan, what's in the quarterly plan, and what's on the wish list for the someday when we maybe have time. And P.S., we probably won't ever have time for that awesome idea, but we love that you're still thinking about all those ideas and, you know, trying to basically create a path to getting things done.
Yep.
Ultimately.
And they snowball into other ideas. And it's like, oh, what about this instead? When you bring your team in, when it's just you, this is all you're getting. This is the only
project. You're pulling yourself in so many different directions and you don't know where to go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So awesome benefits there, just in terms of keeping yourself accountable and organized. Another one, and I know, Margaret, you can speak to this one, is that we hear people have a fear of not understanding how to navigate the logistics of hiring. I don't have an HR department, so how do I hire, and how do I run payroll, and how do I deal with taxes, and how do I make sure I'm doing this correctly?
Oh my gosh, yes. And I will not speak to this as the expert in the field. I do know 2 experts in HR here in California. But what I would say is you definitely need to consult someone about the official hiring process. There's also a way to hire people through sites like Upwork, which I am very familiar with. And I have found some amazing talent on Upwork that I would have never found in person. And it has given me access to so many people across the country, and it's just been amazing. Can I say one thing about hiring though? Because I know a lot of small businesses, they do end up hiring their first few hires virtually, virtual assistants. It's important that when you hire someone who is going to work remotely, that they understand remote work. Because I experienced one time, I met a woman on a train and she was fantastic. We talked about social media and we just totally hit it off, and I wanted to give her a job. And it was great because she was good at what she did, but she wanted to work with me Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And that was just never going to happen, because if you know me, I don't go to my office but once or twice a week, and now 0. And 2, I'm always on the run, on the road. So it was going to be like, no, we're going to talk through Slack and through Trello and through text. So it didn't work for her. So hiring remote positions through remote ways like Upwork or through sites like Sparent and agencies like that, those people they know how to remote work. They prefer it. they have their schedule when their kids are away and they have their set, like, yeah.
Right. So, you always say that it doesn't necessarily matter what time the work gets done. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their pockets of time, their windows. Maybe it's during nap time and the kids are asleep, or maybe it's later at night or earlier in the morning. But as long as you're setting those expectations with your team and with your clients, so everybody's aware and it's not a surprise and people are wondering where the work is. If people know in advance, then I think everybody can really feel good about the fact that you're creating great work together and people are having the flexibility to do what they need to do for themselves and their families.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good ways. So if you decide to hire traditionally, there are some really great ways to run payroll. And one of those ways is Gusto. And that's an option that we're thinking about here at Socialize LA. It's all online, very legitimate. And I also want to just raise a red flag because someone in Nabo recently, I don't know, it might have been our advocacy director, Elle, said, make sure that whoever's running your payroll, you are certain that they are paying your taxes. Because with your payroll company, they are paying out a certain amount of money, and you're assuming that the money that they're taking out for state and federal tax is going to the state and federal offices. And sometimes that's not so. So make sure that you are using someone that you really trust.
Excellent point. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those companies, you know, they didn't exist, 5-10 years ago. They're making this whole process a lot more seamless.
Right.
And speaking of the finances, the last fear that we're going to touch on today is the fear that I can't afford it. Mm-hmm. People don't think they can afford to build a team, and they're concerned that if something shifts in their business, well, they have to let those people go that they just hired.
Can I say something to that?
Of course.
So, are we betting on our companies? Like, are we betting on the fact that we're going to survive, that we're going to move forward, pandemic or not? Chances are that's a yes, right? You're like, of course. Well, then it's important that we're continually investing. And I can speak to this because this is what I do. I do before I have in my business a lot of times. And it's scary sometimes, but like at the very beginning of the pandemic, I hired Jenna, and she is an expert in Instagram grids. And I didn't know what the pandemic was. I didn't know how long we were going to be sheltered in place. I had no idea what was happening, but I met this person who was awesome and who could serve us a service in this business, in our company. And she's been amazing. And I have not regretted it once. 1 month ago, I hired Teresa, and you'll meet all of these people very shortly, at least via a really cute and awesome and powerful campaign that Teresa's putting together so we can all meet the team. And so these are the initiatives that I've been wanting to do, have not had time to do. Someone comes in and is like, oh, here it is. It was an idea. And I gave her a list of the ideas. And that day she's like, how's this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's everything I was dreaming of. So anyway, Teresa is coming in as well. And it's just been amazing. And so we sometimes have to just put it out there and see what comes back. And without them, I could not grow Socialize LA. Without Faryn, I couldn't grow. Without Sarah, without Holly, without Des, like everyone has such a specific task and project, and the mind that they bring into the company that I don't know what I would do without them. And yeah.
We love being part of your team. But I will say that it has been very just interesting, insightful, and inspiring to watch Margaret grow her team. You don't always know what's the best first hire, what's the priority, but she just went with her gut, which is sometimes what you have to do, and then take it from there. Mm-hmm. And now we kind of see Margaret in this place where She's able to delegate. Things are running. She doesn't have to have her hand in everything. And now she can take a step back and say to herself, what do I want to be doing? What's my role here? What do I want to focus on? Bigger picture initiatives, things that she's been thinking about, and where should the company, where do we want to see this company go? Those are the kind of things you don't have time for. You don't have the mental capacity for when you're bogged down in the day-to-day.
No, I couldn't even do my own org chart for the longest time. And just so you know, I did a lot of it last night. So, because the org chart's in my head.
It feels good to get it down on paper.
It needs to be down on paper, because then everyone knows where they need to go. And this is the next thing I'm doing is I am going to start documenting processes. Holly, if you're watching this, you and I will be doing that. And this was something that was challenged to me to do 3 years ago by Amber McHugh when I was in her program. A brilliant business coach. She's awesome. If you're interested in her program, I highly recommend her. But I never did it because I just didn't have the time. I really didn't. But now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have time to actually work on things now.
Right.
So that's what team does. Now, is it painful? Sometimes. Sometimes it's a little painful. It's like, oh gosh, I'm so tired at the end of the day. But it's like, no, I need to download this information to a team member so that way they can take it over. And they're so on it. All I have to do is download it like 10 minutes and they get it.
Yep. Documentation and standard operating procedures is something that we talk about a lot with our partners. Margaret mentioned Faryn.
Mm-hmm.
Faryn.co is a virtual staffing agency that leverages stay-at-home parents and pairs them with small businesses that need help. And something that they stress a lot is the documentation of standard operating procedures and how to properly onboard your aspirant, which really goes for any new hire in any business. You can tell people verbally, but unless you have something written down, it can be very hard, especially if you're not accessible and people have questions. It's one of those things that you might not want to do it, but when you take the time to do it afterwards, it pays for itself, very, very quickly.
Absolutely. And I'm actually going to, in the comments, give you all a link to Sparent.co, as well as another agency that you could hire virtual assistants who really are virtual assistants and have been trained as such. So when you go on Upwork and hire, sometimes you don't know what you're going to get. But when you go through an agency, you have someone also who is checking in and making sure everything's good to go. So that's Sparent and EliteVirtualAssist.com. And they can help you with all types of things. And sometimes it's even social media. And you might be thinking, well, don't you all do social media? Yes, we do. We are not, but there are so many different solutions for all types of businesses. Yeah. And so it's important that you all, here we are trying to educate you. So you might need someone more to help you with building the processes in your business. And I would probably say that that's like a first line of defense.
First step. You're absolutely right. And somebody on Facebook made the point, I can't see who said it, but buy cheap, buy twice. And it's totally true. It's like you can try to cut corners, but you're going to probably end up having to redo it anyway.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. Exactly. Oh yeah, I get that. Okay. I was like, what does that mean? But now I get it.
Sometimes our splurge purchases in that same way.
Same way. Yep. I was going to buy a tent and I saw the tents at REI are like $300. And I'm like, I'm going to go on and see what else I can get. And I could get one for $60. And then I'm like, what could possibly be the difference?
Well, we might not want to find that out when you're in nature.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, so team, and I just want to, like, just over the past month and a half, 2 months, I'm telling you, I have let a lot of things go, and it's not that I don't trust people here. I mean, you're looking at one of my best friends in the whole world. It's not that I don't trust her. It's just that there's like this barrier that says I have to do it because this is my company and I am responsible. But when you have a team member that comes on and is willing to be part of the culture and the mission of your company, then it's good to go. And so I mean, everyone on the team, I think, has my Facebook login. Like, I mean, I trust everyone with a lot of things. Now, when it comes to client stuff, there's a lot of things that we keep in a very secured password, all that vault, just because that's someone else's stuff. But when it comes to me and the team and stuff and money, and that is like, I trust them. So sometimes it's not even a trust thing. It's like is it a control thing? It's like kind of a control thing, but it's more so an overwhelm. The overwhelm of taking the time to train, the overwhelm of figuring it out, of hiring, taking that first step.
It's easier to just freeze and be a deer in headlights sometimes.
Right.
Right. Let's not do that, we hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But
and
at the end,
really start small, you know, it doesn't have to be a big proclamation of, okay, and today I am building my team. You can just start very simple with a virtual assistant or somebody to come in and help with a very specific part of your business. And then once you kind of feel that freedom that Margaret's describing, you can think about how to thoughtfully expand from there.
You could even start with Fiverr, Fiverr.com. That's like a project base. And I actually found, I found her on Upwork. But anyway, Fiverr could be your very first start. Is there something that you've been wanting to get done, like a fillable PDF? And you're like, I need to figure out how to make a fillable PDF. Do you? Do you? Do you really? Go to Fiverr. Have someone do that for you. Fiverr is a place where you can hire people for projects. And it's called Fiverr because there are services that are for $5. But really, once you get the bells and whistles, it can be $20. I've spent $200 on Fiverr before. Just depends on what you're getting done. But I actually just had the podcast music. My podcast, the intro and the music, I just had that redone because our brand new episode, our brand new season just launched today, everyone. It's out. So there's a new theme song, and the music is my own. I had someone create it I gave them my specifics of what I wanted, and he nailed it. That cost me, I think, $115 in about 5 days. And then I had a voiceover person do the voiceover over the music. And that was another $15. In my opinion, she didn't charge enough. So I gave her a $20 tip. And so that cost a total $150, but I got it done. I didn't have to try to get in GarageBand and mix it myself or anything nuts like that. It was like I had someone else do it, and it was so freeing. And then it was done. And then I hired.
You can even do that.
No. I mean, it's crazy. Or just I could have used royalty-free music, but I wanted something special, and I didn't have to pay a lot of money to do it. Awesome. And that was really cool. So that's Fiverr. That might be your first hire. You can hire someone on Fiverr to create social media graphics for you. And again, you might be thinking, isn't that what you guys do? Yes. Now, obviously, you do get what you pay for when you're working with someone on Fiverr who I don't know how committed they are. But if you just say, hey, I need this with these quotes on it, do it.
Right. If it's something that's very specific, if you can follow a specific direction.
Exactly.
Certainly something.
Yes. Absolutely. I remember sitting at the WBC in Miami in 2013 with LaVon Shields and Robin Allen Harris. No, Robin Allen DIV. Sorry, there's a Robin Harris too. And we were sitting there and they were telling me you need to hire, because at that time I was doing everything myself. That would have been like 3.5, 4 years into business, doing everything myself, running myself like ragged and not charging enough. I remember it like it was yesterday. And they said, you need to hire someone. I'm like, oh my gosh, 401k, 40 hours a week. Like, how would I even do that? Like, that was going through my head. I had no idea that Odesk existed. Odesk is now Upwork. And it changed the entire history of my business. So I really hope that this like hits someone and you're like, oh, wow, I need to do that. Now, you might be a bigger small business and you might be thinking, okay, well, do I tune out here because I already have employees? Maybe we should just quickly talk about team and culture and like how to keep everybody connected. I mean, it's beyond hiring. It's keeping them connected.
Absolutely. I think that a lot of times, you know, like Margaret said, maybe you already have a team in place, but how often does the team all connect? I think meetings have gotten a really bad rap because in the corporate world, at least I can tell you, people had standing meetings on their calendar and nobody really felt responsible for making sure that those meetings were an efficient and effective use of everybody's time. So people would show up at the meetings, they wouldn't pay attention, their laptops would be open, they would be texting on their phones, there'd be no agenda. And so now nobody wants to have any meetings. So recently we sort of got back on Socialize LA to let's thoughtfully put together our team meetings. Let's make sure that we're all seeing each other's faces. It's camaraderie building just as much as it is catching up and getting visibility into what everybody else is doing on the team. You know, everybody works really well on their own pieces, but it's nice to give everybody a sense of the overall big picture vision and wins, celebrate, you know, exciting updates for our clients, get to know what everybody else is working on, and just feel like you're part of a bigger team because everybody's working remotely now and maybe feeling isolated and maybe doesn't have any professional contact with the rest of the people on the team or on your team. It doesn't mean that there's not a benefit to getting everybody together very thoughtfully in a strategic way that's really, you know, being respectful of everyone's time. So we would definitely advocate for that. You know, there's no more corporate picnic Dunder Mifflin style. We're not going to go out and have lemonade in the field, but you can put that together virtually and I think get people excited.
Absolutely, Faryn. And I want to thank you for that too, because that was really a charge led by Faryn. Because obviously I have a really good connection with every team member here. We have a personal bond that we've created over the length of their time here at the company. And so I feel great about my relationship with everyone, but not everyone knows each other or even knows what they're doing and how they interact. And so after this one team meeting that we now have, it's all hands on deck. Because we have remember, we have 2 lines of business, done for you and done with you through our membership. And so not everyone has to be on every single call. That would be annoying for everyone. So we have one meeting where we all come together, talk a little bit about business, but also just, you know, just talk. And so after that one meeting, several team members messaged me and they were just excited. And that was like, oh my gosh. And here I am thinking, nobody wants to be on another call. So I'm thinking they don't want to have team meetings because it's just a nuisance. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that?
And it's so hands off normally that I think, you know, a good balance of giving people the autonomy, doing your one-on-one check-ins, but then every once in a while bringing the team together. I think it just re-energizes the group in a different way.
Right. So the other thing is giving permission or having that open door to people to collaborate together. So like Jenna and Teresa are going to be collaborating to do Socialize LA's marketing. I mean, this is unheard of, everyone. For me to not be the front runner of the marketing of this company, this is like I have and never really have had anyone working on that with me. From the creation of our website to everything. So this is like super new and I am very excited about it.
Awesome. You deserve it. And it's going to be great.
Yeah, it'll be great. And then I can serve in the ways, like you said, and where I want to be, because I love helping small businesses. So let's talk a little bit about that. So Socialize LA, I would be a fool to not tell you how we could support your business. Okay. So this is how we can support your business. We have done for you services from us creating your content for you, including your social media, your email marketing, your blogs, your website content, your free downloads, all of your marketing, all the way to being an in-house outsourced CMO. That would be Faryn and I, helping you to make decisions, helping you to manage your marketing team. Like that's a high level service, but we are all about that. And we do that with our clients that have marketing departments or a marketing person, and they just need someone to help manage what success looks like. That's us. And then our done with you services are, there's a hybrid option where we can create some content, but you're posting it yourself. And that is inside of our Flex Your Influence membership. It's a community of amazing people, amazing, amazing, amazing people. If you were to be able to stick your head into that group right now, you would say, I have to be a part of it. We have, right?
It's so much fun, and they're just so inspiring to each other.
Yeah, and supportive. And then they have us to support them. Like, if you want more time with Faryn and I and our expertise on your business, the Flex Your Influence community is a place to get that. And I know every member in there would say, I have been supported by them. And it is a very low cost of entry. It is still kind of in its beta. It's still in its infancy. It's only been around for about a year. It's been a 4-year idea because I actually saw a Facebook post from 4 years ago when I was launching Social B School. So I have had this idea of teaching people how to do this themselves and guiding them through their marketing for a very long time. And you should see the marketing for that. It was really funny. But that was my heart. And so now here we are, we're doing it. We're evolving. I just had some meetings with some members who have been in it for a few months just to see like, where could we be better? What could be tweaked? And got some really great feedback on how we can improve, because that's what's important. It's not so important for me right now to see more members coming in by the droves, but really to make sure that we're serving at the level that we want to serve. But if you want to be part of that community, we only have 4 open enrollments per year, and there's a reason to that. And if you join, you get to see the backside of that. You get to see behind the scenes as to why we do that and how it works. And that will open up on Sunday, this Sunday. So if you want information on that, I'm going to put our email here and you let me know, and you'll be one of the first to know, so you can have first dibs. You want to know more about, do you want to talk really quickly about what you think the Flex Your Influence community can help as far as team building?
Sure, absolutely. Like Margaret said, we think of it as done with you because you're still doing it, but we are supporting you. We're providing more than just education or just inspiration, which is what you would find in a lot of other groups, but we're really kind of taking you along a journey. We have a curriculum. It's strategic. There's a reason for what we do when we do it. We have the planner, and that really guides the order in which we do things, the timing in which we do things. And our members are starting to really get into the flow of that. And what we were alluding to before is that it's so much fun to interact with them. They have full access to us, but they're also starting to really interact very well with each other. And they feel like they're part of a community where they're bouncing ideas off of each other. They're giving constructive feedback to each other. They're attending virtual events together. And it's been a lot of fun to see and just to watch all of them progress and to help them along that journey.
Yes.
Like Margaret said, it's very low cost, but high touch. You're getting a lot of personal attention on a regular basis.
Yeah. This round, this next week, it'll be open for open enrollment, and the cost will be $47 a month. So eventually the cost will scale up to $97 and possibly more, because of the fact that you are getting so much. But it's just like with anything, when you get in early, you get the grandfathered rate, and that's just the way it goes. So all marketing tactics that you can use as well. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So you'll see all of that coming through. I left our email, so you just let me know that you're interested and we will get you the information. Yes, we could have a landing page for a wait list, and but I just wanted it to be a little more personal today. And if you're interested, I want to just welcome you, and that's why I gave you our Company Connect email to let us know, and you'll get a response back. So I think that's it on my end, Faryn, unless you have any other.
Definitely. It's been a fun topic to think about. We've been talking a lot about it behind the scenes, so I hope this has been helpful. Please feel free to leave any questions or thoughts in the comments, and we'll definitely get back to you.
Yes, exactly. And let us know if there's any topics you want to hear about. And also, if you are a podcast listener, head over to the Flex Your Influence podcast, because we have a brand new episode out today. So thank you for being a listener. I think that's it. Everyone have an awesome weekend.
Take care.